Yo guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking to you about 4 reasons why I decided to leave home and travel at just 21 years of age. So let's just get straight into it. I understand that me leaving home, leaving my family and leaving my corporate 9-to-5 job at 21 years old to travel the world is quite rare because again, so many people talk about doing it, but not many people actually have done it or taken the steps to take action and start their life again. So I'm going to just talk about my exact thought process and what I really considered when I was thinking about, should I actually do this, should I not, should I take the risk, should I not? And I'm going to explain to you my exact reasoning in today's video. Alright, so number one, just to get straight into it, my parents, so both my mum and my dad, whenever I ask them, yo dad, what's one thing that you regret doing when you was younger? Or I say to my mum, what's one thing that you might have regretted when you was my age? The one thing that they both say to me, and it's always the same, is that they regret not traveling and exploring the world when they had the chance, before they had kids, before they had me, before they had a mortgage, before they got that new car, before they had actual commitments that tied them down to England and tied them down to the UK. I feel like oftentimes my generation, being Gen Z or even millennials as well, we often just overlook and kind of brush our parents on what they have to say, but a word to the wise is sufficient. So if your parents, because mine were telling me that one thing that they regretted when they was my exact age, in my specific position, working a full-time job, starting your life when you're young, got your whole life ahead of you, they're telling me that one thing they regret is not traveling. So why should I not listen to them, and why am I going to follow in their same footsteps and then be a 40-year-old, 50-year-old individual looking back, didn't take a risk, played it safe, and I'm telling my kids the same thing that my parents taught me? When's the cycle gonna break? So I was like, you know what, if my mum and my dad are both saying the same thing to me, that they regretted not traveling when they was young, I'm gonna grab that by the horns and I'm gonna be the one to actually do it. I'm gonna be the one to actually, in a sense, make my parents proud and live the life that they wanted to live but they didn't get to live for whatever reason, due to other commitments, etc. in their life. So short and simply, the first reason why I decided to take this journey is because I'm being told by my peers and by my elders, my literal parents are saying, when they was my age, they wish that they traveled more. They wish that they took the opportunity. I've got older sisters and older siblings who even said to me that they had the opportunity to go and travel when they was younger, but they chose to stay in the UK and pursue their career, which is not a problem because it's not a good or a bad thing. Every individual lives life on a different level. Not everyone wants to go and travel, but for me, I want to listen to the advice that my elder people around me are telling me and take their advice. So if they're saying to me that they wish that they traveled, I'm not going to hesitate, and if I get the opportunity, or if I can even create the opportunity for myself, I'm going to jump into that, not hesitate, and I'm going to do it. But even more so because I know that they would have wanted to do it when they was in my age and when they was in my exact position. Number 2, the second reason why I decided to leave home at 21 and leave Europe, leave the UK, is because did we not all go through COVID like 2-3 years ago? Everyone just seems to forget how shit those years were when you couldn't even go outside, COVID, jab. Now whatever your beliefs are on that matter, it doesn't even matter, and it's irrelevant to this specific video. But what I will say is that when COVID landed and it hit all of us, it was almost like the world was coming to a premature end. It's like, damn, little things that I was taking for granted, I'm not even allowed to do. I can't even go to the shop when I want to do that without wearing a mask. I can't even go on holiday without going through all of these extra loopholes and getting a vaccine and all this kind of stuff. It's long. So if you know that you've been in a pandemic, which we all have been collectively in a pandemic for a good 15 months, 18 months, 2 years, however long it was, where you're under certain restrictions by law, where the world's shut down and saying you can't travel, you can't be free, why am I going to take it for granted and still act with that mindset in 2024 when I'm free now, COVID's done, to go and do what I want and I'm still able to go and travel? To me, that just sounds silly. Like, if you're being told that you can't do something for whatever reason, during that time, fair play. But now that those restrictions have been lifted and you are a free person to go and travel, do whatever you want to do, why are you taking that for granted? Why are you still stuck in the same position that you was in 2021 when COVID hit? Why are you only seeing the same area of the ends or the block, for example, which you could only see by force when COVID was around, but now COVID's gone, you're still by choice allowing yourself to only see these 4 walls, by choice only allowing yourself to see only these 3 areas, or this part of London or this part of the UK? That's dead. The world is free and open for you to go and travel and explore and see and experience and do any single thing that you want in this world. The world is so big. You're still going to think with that small town mindset and not take a risk, even though there's no one actually stopping you, no restrictions, no bans stopping you other than yourself and your limiting mindset, that fixed mindset you have. So that's another reason why I wanted to travel, because COVID's done. Life is short. I don't know what tomorrow can bring. So today I'm going to travel. Today I'm going to go and take a risk because I don't know if I'll be able to do that tomorrow. Who knows? God forbid, touch wood, we could be hit with another restriction or a lockdown or some kind of nonsense that will stop me from living the life that I want to. So whilst I have the choice, I'm a fully abled individual I'm gonna go and take that risk and go and build the life of my dreams and take a risk and bet on myself to see this and have this view, because who knows what could happen. And I don't want to be stuck in COVID again where I wanted to do something but I'm not able to because the choice is gone. So that's exactly why I decided to come out here to Thailand and just experience a new life, because why not? I have the choice to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Now the third reason I decided to leave home at 21 is because I learned this famous quote from Mike Rashid. So if you don't know Mike Rashid, go and check him out on YouTube and on social media. He says in one of his videos that a word to the wise is sufficient. So what I mean by that, or what he meant by that and how I've reinterpreted that, is if somebody gives you a piece of advice, like I said with my parents and my elder siblings, etc., they give me a piece of advice. If I'm wise enough to take on that advice and act on what they say and listen to them, it will be, that piece of advice will be sufficient enough to make a change in my life. So an example is, if people are telling me, if my elders are telling me, my granddad's telling me, my mum's telling me, my big sister, big brother's telling me, yeah bro, when I was younger, I wish I could have traveled, I wish I would have taken more risks and not played it so safe. If I'm actually wise enough to take on that piece of advice and apply it to my life and be like, okay, cool, granddad said he wanted to take more risks, so now I'm gonna lead my life and take more risks. Me listening to his advice will be sufficient enough to actually change my life. And this is a living testament, because my granddad did say to me that when he was my age, he didn't get the opportunity to travel to anywhere else but come to England to build a better life. And I'm wise enough to take on that advice and be like, you know what, I'm gonna lean into some more calculated risk because of the fact that my granddad never got the chance to do so. That has been a sufficient piece of advice that has literally changed my life, literally. By listening to my granddad and his words and his advice and my big sister, big brother's words of advice, it has literally changed my life. I wake up to this view every single day, compared to before 2 months ago, my view every single day was doom and gloom, grey, England, do you know what I mean, dead, commuting to work, TFL, dead, boring, do you know what I mean? So it's literally a word to the wise is sufficient, and that's the third reason exactly why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna press that fuck it button and I'm gonna move, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take a risk, because a word to the wise is sufficient, and I'm actually just gonna listen to the advice that my elders around me are giving me, man. And the fourth reason, the fourth and final, and this is the most important reason why I decided to travel the world at such a young age, is because I can always get another job, bro. Let's put our ego and our pride to the side. I literally got up and left and walked away from a corporate job paying a full-time salary that I actually created myself. I literally pitched a job role to create my own job in an international marketing company that's the 5th largest company in the world. I built my own seat, I built my own job role, literally built myself the perfect job that I wanted to do at the time in this specific company I was working for, and I got out of that seat and walked away from it. And the reason why is because I'm an abundant male, I'm an abundant person, I'm an abundant individual. Things, opportunities come to me, they attract to me, they manifest to me. So with that in mind, I can always go and find another job. Even if it's working Tesco full time, I'll drop my pride and I will go make my money that I need to make in Tesco. I have no ego, I have no pride. I'm a fully abled individual who is able to go and get a job tomorrow if I really want to. Do you know what I mean? Because I believe in myself. So many of us, especially people who are young in and around my age, I'm literally 22 in 12 days, yeah? So many of us are hesitant. Oh, I've got a good job. Oh, I've just got myself a graduate job. I don't want to leave because da-da-da-da. Bro, like, why are you thinking of a scarcity mindset? Do you know how many jobs are out there? Don't let the news outlets and all that fear-mongering trick you into thinking that you're the one who should be grateful. That company should be grateful to having such a highly skilled employee such as you. That company was lucky to have me in that driving seat doing that role. So with that in mind, I don't care to leave it because I know that other opportunities are going to manifest and come to me, and I can always go and pick up a job. I can always go and pick up another opportunity. But I cannot always be in a position where I'm literally fresh starting my life with no commitments, no children, no mortgage, and I'm free to do whatever the fuck I want to do. That's not always going to happen. So when you really think about it, what holds more weight? A corporate job that gives you a false sense of security, because I could have stayed in this job that I built for myself for this big boy company. They could have made me redundant after 3 weeks. They could have fired me after 3 months, and then what was I gonna do? Start like a fox in headlights. Like, at the end of the day, you need to take your life into your own hands, man, and stop thinking with a scarcity mindset. I can always go and pick up another corporate job if I want to, because I believe in myself, and these jobs are abundant. But what is not abundant is the time and energy you have now to go and put yourself in the driving seat of your life and take a risk should you choose. That's the fourth and final reason, because there's jobs everywhere, man. Don't make society trick you into thinking that you should be grateful for this corporate job where you're giving away 40 hours of life energy every single week for them. You are the one in the driving seat. Take control again of your life. You can always go and find another job. Matter of fact, there's skills that you've already learned in previous jobs that you can build independent revenue from, that you can sustain yourself from anywhere in the world. Do you know what I mean? But I'll get into that in another video. But I just say that to say, take the power back into your own hands, man. You can go and do anything that you want in life, man, trust me. Hey guys, those are the 4 reasons why I decided to travel the world at 21 years old. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or if you disagree with these points.